Due to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
To the west of the great continent of Kern lies the island provinces of Perth, home to brave seafarers, exotic pleasures, storms of swirling magical energy, and cults dedicated to the old gods. Upon these white sands came the Eve's Watch, a band of sellswords and brutes seeking their fortune upon the shores of these lands. Let me tell you of this age of legends, for I and I alone am keeper of their saga. This is their chronicle.
Mayhem has broken out in the front grounds of Amendonak's manor. Jeel and Lovak have engaged with Amendonak's guardsmen. Inside the building, quite comfortable, is Moulet and the young woman from the bakery. In the back, Shynn is on his way up the wall using spider climb to affix the grappling hook to the top of the building. While you are trying to dispose of the body as you step into the back entrance of Amendonax Manor, a servant woman has stepped out into the hallway. Seeing the corpse slung over the back, she screams.
Tuco stops and stares, and the first initiative goes to Ku.
How far away is the servant woman?
10, perhaps 15 feet away from the back entrance that you just stepped.
Ku rushes forward, draws his dagger. How tall is she?
She's a short, stout woman, middle-aged.
Then I'm going to put my knife to her, and I'm going to tell her, stop. Do exactly as I say. You will not get hurt. Otherwise, he will kill you.
Pointing to Tuco.
Pointing to the nodding Tuco.
And I grab her, and I pull her. Come with me to the empty storage room.
She obliges, provides absolutely no resistance, looks terrified, and follows you to the room, thanking you. Thank you for not killing her.
Mm-hmm. So when he puts the body in the other room, we're going to go into the other storage room that we saw. I'm going to question her.
So you're not going to lock her in the room with a corpse? That's
no.
nice.
Yeah. Well, we're going to lock the room. Well, we're going to lock. There were two rooms.
Yes,
inside.
one on either side.
Yeah. Corpse in one room, her in the other.
Walks in the room, sits down on the floor.
Does Tuco come in after me?
Tuco does, so he's not standing exposed in the hallway.
Close the door. Where is Amendonak?
Perhaps he's upstairs in his chambers. I haven't seen him this morning. We deliver his meals upstairs.
How do you get upstairs from here?
There's a stairwell down the hallway.
Are there any guards up there?
Amendonak always has guards.
Where would they be positioned?
Coolbot, his personal bodyguard, a brute of a man, is with him at all times.
In his quarters or outside?
In his quarters.
Okay. Any dogs up there?
No.
Does Amendonak have any magical abilities?
No.
Good.
He's the merchant.
You stay here, you leave, you die.
Okay. I'll stay right here.
Open the door. I leave. Tuco?
Tuco follows.
Is there any way to bar the door?
There's not.
I'm going to make some noises like I'm messing with the door. Then outside, hopefully Shynn has the grappling hook all set up.
Shynn, you easily climb up the wall. It's disturbing watching him do that. He doesn't walk up the wall. He kind of scampers up it on all fours. It's unnerving watching him do that. You easily affix the grappler to the lip of the building as quietly as you can. The archers are readying their bows. They have their bowstrings drawn, an arrow knocked, aiming their arrows down into the commotion in the manor grounds.
Approximately how far away is Shynn right now?
Shynn's up at the very top.
30 feet, 40 feet?
30 feet.
30 feet. So telepathically, I'll let Shynn know that Amendonak has a bodyguard in the room with him.
I will point down and cast message and return reply. Get your asses up here.
All right, Mr. Assassin, you first.
I climb.
And I will examine the door leading off the balcony.
You're on the roof. You would have to cross the roof to that area where the balcony is in the front of the building, and that's where the archers are standing with their arrows knocked.
I will wait for my companions to come up and ready 2 smoke bombs.
You easily climb up the rope. There's nothing back there to cause any need for you to hastily climb up beyond the sense of urgency you already have. All the activity is in the front of the building. Once you get up, what are the 3 of you going to do?
If I know the location of the balcony, which I think I do,
Yes.
I low crawl, high crawl, crawl across the roof.
Balcony's in the front of the building, looking out into that city street that Jubal's manor is on. At the front of the building, on the roof, are 4 archers.
On the same roof that we're on.
On the same roof that you're on, with arrows knocked.
Well, then, if I can see them once I make the roof, that means they can see me.
Their backs are to you.
We can bump
You're
around.
coming from the back of the building. They're at the front, but they're facing the front, where the gate is.
Okay.
Where all this commotion's going on with Jeel and Lovak.
Telepathically to Shynn, do you have any magic that could knock them over?
Message back, not all at once.
Telepathically to both of them, one right after the other, we can bum rush them and take out hopefully 2 or 3 of them.
You mean just run and push them off the roof?
Exactly.
Yes, solid. I'm in. I'm bum rushing. What do I add to my roll? My dex?
I assume you're doing a shove, probably, to push them off.
Yeah.
Shove is athletics. You make an athletics check.
Would I circumvent that with being a monk?
Yeah, you could use, whatever
Martial
monk
arts.
ability you have, martial arts, a throw, type of thing. Or
I got-
acrobatics, if your acrobatics is better than your athletics, if you choose to use that.
Make an attack roll, really.
Okay.
So 16 for me.
11 for me.
13.
I rush up.
Actually, we would have advantage because they don't know we're there.
That is true.
Correct.
16.
15.
Still 13.
Who's first in initiative order?
Be me.
What are you going to do exactly?
They're going to be taller than me, so my idea would be to kick the knee out from them and use that momentum to push them forward.
Break into a sprint across the roof. Leap remarkably high in the air for someone so small, driving the heels of both feet into the back legs of one of the archers. What's your damage to do? Roll your damage.
Damage. Well, he's unaware, so I get sneak attack. That'd be 7 points of damage.
You drive your heels into the back of his legs, causing him to lurch backwards in an awkward fashion, knees going forward, and he pitches over the ledge, landing square on his head and crumples in a heap. I rolled 3 10s in a row for fall damage, so that's ridiculous.
Next in initiative would be Shynn.
What are you using to attack?
My body. I'm going for an unarmed drop kick to the back of one of them.
Shynn bursts into motion, almost gliding across the roof. He runs so lightly, and he jumps and executes a nearly perfect drop kick, but he's off just a little bit, and he sails in between the 2 archers to the left over the edge. Do you have acrobatics?
Yes.
Give me an acrobatics check.
12.
You manage to ride the wall down as best you can by using your palms and your heels, skinning your palms quite a bit, and land relatively safely on the balcony just 10 feet below. Take 2 points of damage in doing so. You have now made it to the balcony.
In record time.
Tuco is going to run as lightly as he can, which is not actually very lightly, but he's fairly stealthy, so it's not terrible. And he is going to, with both of his hands, attempt to get the guard under the armpits, and with his full 1,000-pound push, throw him off the roof. Hopefully quite some distance.
It's a shove.
It would be opposed athletics or acrobatics for the guard.
Would that be at disadvantage because he's unaware?
I would say so, yes.
You run up behind him and essentially execute a schoolyard shove, which causes him to topple over the edge of the roof. He plummets. Shynn, just as you're standing up, a body races by you, and you hear a hollow thud and a sickening splat and cracking noise as the body hits the grounds below. You dust yourself off, Shynn, stand up, and turn around, only to face the largest set of pectoral muscles and nipples staring you in the face. There is a massive orc, bare-chested, wearing brightly colored pants. He reaches out and grabs you by the neck. Lovak and Jeel, there are guards pouring into the grounds of the manor. What's your plan? I would say you're hopelessly outnumbered. But the way I've been rolling, it may not even matter.
Well, I already hit one, and he's still alive, so I'm going to hit him again.
And you're still raging and doing
Yes.
a reckless attack,
Yep.
correct?
Yes, I am. And I'm going to be using the Great Weapon Master feat on that as well. I'll take that natural 20. 7. 25 points of damage.
You swing your maul in a wide arc, slamming it into the chest of your enemy. The head buries itself deep into his chest. You use a massive boot to kick the corpse off your hammer. There's gore dripping off the head of your maul.
And now I use my bonus action. Attack the next guy. I missed.
How badly?
AC 9.
Maybe it was having to kick the corpse off the head of the maul that did it, but you didn't get a good swing off, unfortunately. Next, is it Lovak or the GM?
Sorry.
I think it's
Oh, it's
I think
me,
it's
I
a GM.
think. Are you counting Moulet in this?
Of course, Moulet, GM, Lovak, which one?
It's 2 19s for Moulet and Jeel, and then GM is at 11 and Lovak's at 5.
Right, so I would be next.
Go right ahead. You're sitting there rather comfortably while mayhem has erupted outside.
I assume I have a clear view of what's going on at the gates here, because we got barely in the door, right? Before
yeah.
I convinced the 2 guards to leave. Nice young woman there is I
Frantic
assume-
by now.
Yeah, I'm sure this is far beyond anything she's ever experienced at this point. I will look at her and just calmly state, if you leave my side and run, you will most likely die here. Stay close.
She shakes her head nervously, wipes some tears from her eyes. I just wanted to deliver pastries.
Was she charmed by your effect?
Yes. Yeah, but the charm just makes her view me favorably. It doesn't... I don't control her. It's not like charm person.
Okay.
It's just the charmed effect. How far am I from the group of the clump of guards that are descending upon Jeel?
40 feet.
I'm going to pick an area back from them, a ways, get a good clump, the biggest clump of guards I can find. Going to have sleep. I speak the words to the spell carefully, softly, almost a whisper. As I fall silent, I throw my arms wide, wand clutched in one hand, and bid my enemies fall silent as well. So, 25 hit points worth of guards, which might be 1 or 2. Starting with the lowest first.
2 guards slump to the ground.
Okay, so they are unconscious for 1 minute, or they will wake if they take damage, or if somebody uses an action to slap or shake them awake. I end my turn.
Lovak, the guard that you're fighting, closes in on you, faints, and dips down.
Keep in mind with my shield of faith,
Does it yet? Never mind.
my AC is now 20. The opposite of what you probably just rolled.
Yes. Faints and goes in for a thrust. You bat it out of the way easily. The other guard that was knocked prone when Jeel tackled the gate goes in for an attack. Clumsily, like an axe-like attack with his sword. Slide to one side. His sword misses his mark. Their action is done. Jeel attracted a crowd.
Bring it!
They're fighting to get to you.
Sounds like you're having a problem with your dice over there, buddy.
A little bit. It's because Frank's malicious. There's about as many that can surround you as possible. There's 5 of them all together. A flurry of activity. Spear thrusts, slashing with swords, but only 2 are successful. You're able to parry their attacks out of the way with the head of your maul or the butt of your maul. One of them hit you with a nat 20 or 10 points of damage. Got a nice Captain Kirk style slash across your chest, and another one catches you in the shoulder. You're able to deflect the majority of the blow. You take 3 points of damage.
Now we dance.
Archers on the roof. There's 2 of them left now. An arrow whizzes by you, Lovak, striking the ground next to your feet. An arrow finds its mark, grazing your thigh for 4 points of damage. Lovak?
Well, seeing this wonderfully clumsy of efforts here, I'll look at the more wizened of the gentlemen, just kind of shake my head a little bit, swing with my sword. It's going to be a 19 to hit,
That'll do it.
and that's going to be 9 points of damage.
You almost mockingly feint like he did, and then thrust like he did, only your blade finds its mark in the meaty part of his hip.
Now that I got him stabbed, I'm going to haul back and just punch him in the face with the other arm. Just a punch in the face.
Do you have to? Can you do that?
I can do that.
All right.
Do you have your shield on?
No, I do not have my shield on. I missed.
Yeah. You'd only do 1 damage. But...
Yeah. Well, it's 4, actually.
Oh, okay.
Is an attack.
We'll stay with Jeel, Lovak, Moulet for a little bit in combat. Eventually I'll hit.
You did.
Eventually I'll hit well.
Got a nat 20.
Did mediocre.
Complain.
It's awful wanting over there.
So back to us.
Back to you.
Do the same thing as before. Miss. 15.
15 will hit.
10 points of damage.
Strike your opponent with a maul, almost like in an uppercut fashion, and his feet leave the ground. And he lands a couple feet back, staggered, but still standing.
Be best if you lay down now.
We were approached at one point by what appeared to be like a leader, like a kind of a captain of the house guard, it looked like,
Yes.
before he charged off to go fight my friends. Can I pick him out amidst the melee
Yes.
at the front there pretty easily?
His uniform makes him stand out from the others.
Excellent. I am going to focus my mind on him, speak a few sinister words, and drive a psychic spike of energy into his mind. Wisdom save, DC 13, please.
Roll your damage.
I am sorry, it was an int saving throw instead.
Roll your damage.
Okay. My mistake. Okay, he takes 4 points of psychic damage, and the next saving throw he makes before the end of my next turn, he gets to subtract 1d4 from the result.
You cast. You see him flinch ever so slightly, reach for his head. He staggers a little bit, takes a few steps back, a few steps forward, stands upright again. Like a boxer who just got hit really hard, he shakes his head as if to shake the effects off. The two remaining archers on the roof drop their bows, draw their swords, and we'll get to these guys in a moment. But they are effectively out of combat as far as Jeel and Lovak are concerned.
Paying no attention to the paltry sticks they fire.
Jeel, you are hit 3 times. They move in on you after seeing their comrade being launched. It appears as though they've decided that they better really get their A game together, or else they're going to be in a lot more trouble than they are in now. They begin to harry you. One of them moves in with a feint. You step to the side, but are caught in the belly with a sword. Another one moves in with a spear. You're able to bat it aside, but someone from behind gets you in your other hip with a sword. Protrudes from the front of your side, going through the meat and the fatty part of your body. And a second one moves in while you're clutching for the spear, slashes you across the shoulder. You take a total of 15 points of damage. And then there's almost like a celebration. You know, there's rah! You know,
And I do it at the same time back. Hurrah!
Lovak, your two opponents move in on you, circling almost in a predatory fashion. Their confidence kind of boosted now that there's more than one of them. One of them moves in with a wide swinging arc that you are able to lean back and avoid, while the other one comes in for your neck. You're able to dip to one side as the blade passes harmlessly past you.
What do they have for weapons? They're both swords?
Both swords.
Okay, well, my turn. So I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on the older of the gentleman, which will give me advantage on my rolls. And I will once again engage him, paying little to no attention to the other one unless there's actually a swing. So that's going to be a 23 to hit, and that's going to be 10 points of damage.
He moves in for an attack on you, swings his sword, you duck under the headshot, and with a backhanded motion, sever his spine, striking him square in the back of the neck. He falls forward.
I'm going to interact with the object and pick up his sword.
No, you can't.
And then turning to the other one, just spinning it in my hands, balances a little off. I would think you guys would have better than this, but it'll work. And take a step towards the other gentleman.
There's a noticeable gulp as his Adam's apple bobs nervously.
Hey, Game Masters.
Are you sick of cliche stories that leave your players falling asleep?
Do you suffer from low engagement at your gaming table?
Do you struggle with creating interesting plots and engaging NPCs?
Do your players laugh at your tiny dice rolls?
Well, we can't help you with that one. But we can help you level up your gaming. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Josh.
We discuss the topics that matter the most when you're being a GM.
Be that better map design, telling gripping mysteries, or just not killing off your players in an adversarial way. I mean, yeah.
Join us at Level Up Your Gaming, a tabletop RPG podcast, every Thursday on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere you get your podcasts.
Shynn, you are jerked aloft. Two meaty hands wrapped around your neck. This orc grins at you.
Is he squeezing yet or just lifting?
He has lifted. The squeeze has yet to begin.
Then I will attempt to get out a firebolt, because I need verbal for that. And at the same time, I'm going to spend the mana and twin it. So the first is a 11, and the twinned one is a 9.
Firebolts fly off in awkward direction. No idea where they went, but they went somewhere.
Something's lighting up.
On the roof, Ku and Tuco, the two archers that remain, have spun around, drawn their weapons.
Ku is up.
He's facing off against one, I'm facing off against the other.
Yes.
I will say to the one that I'm facing off against, you can jump and you may live. You can stay up here and you will die. Intimidate?
Sure.
18.
He looks at you, looks at his friend, looks at Tuco, sheaths his sword, swings over the top of the building. Shynn, another body falls. This one more controlled.
Tuco crouches as he draws 2 daggers and then pounces.
Not even bothering for the intimidate, huh?
The main weapon is a 15 2-hit. Off weapon is a rolled 2. So daggers do D4.
D4 plus your dex modifier.
D4 plus
Or strength. Your choice.
or strength. For 5 points of damage. As he's stabbing him, is he allowed to try to grab him?
Action.
It's an action.
Yeah,
Okay.
the second attack would have been a bonus action.
Yeah.
He throws an awkward haymaker that you're able to duck under, top knot bobbing as you do so, top of the initiative order.
Ku will move over to attack. 22 for 11 points of damage.
What are you attacking with?
My masterwork dagger.
As he throws this haymaker at you that misses, you see a flash of activity, and Ku is under his arm with his dagger buried deep into his ribs. You can see the life leaving the man's eyes as he falls forward. Shynn, you are cast aside. When I say cast aside, I really mean you are thrown across the balcony.
Am I thrown over the rail?
You are not. You do take 4 points of damage as you land against the stone railing on the balcony. But now there's about 10 feet between you and this monstrous orc, and he's cracking his knuckles as he's slowly and menacingly walking towards you. Also of note, you smell something burning.
Noted. Well, let's see. I will spend my bonus action first and Shield of Faith myself. And then we'll fireball him again, this time from a distance and not dangling up in the air. And once again, we'll twin it.
Fireball or firebolting?
Bolt.
Okay. I'm going to say there's going to be a lot burning with a fireball.
Okay, that would have been more impressive.
Or in line with what I'm used to you doing.
That's a 20, dirty, for 9 points of damage. And that's a 16 for 2 points of damage.
For a total of 11. Yes.
Correct.
Almost like finger pistols. You you shoot 2 firebolts at him. A blood red firebolt streak from your fingertips, hitting him above each of his massive pectoral muscles. There's a jerk backwards to the right, a jerk backwards to the left, a couple steps backwards, and now it looks like not only have you gotten his attention, you've made him angry.
Is there an open door here?
It's an open archway
I
into
use
the
my
building.
movement and go through that archway, drawing him into the building.
Exercising the better part of valor, you make a break for it. Through the archway with this massive orc in pursuit.
Ku?
So the archers, were they at the front where the balcony is?
Yes.
So we can see what's going on.
If you were to look over, yes.
Yes, so I would be looking over. Approximately how far is this giant orc from, like distance-wise, how far would I have to jump to get to him?
Well, you would have to jump down 10 feet. He's moving towards the archway. Looks like he's going back inside, but he's starting to move at a good clip, making a run for it. He runs like a linebacker.
So I would be able to draw my other dagger and jump down on top of him.
You could try.
He's unaware, so would I get advantage?
Yes, I'll give you advantage on that.
We're going to do some bull riding.
I'll take that 19, so that'd be 24.
24 hits.
Should I roll for both daggers? Because I'm attacking with both daggers.
Yeah, roll both.
The other one misses, and I will ignore that natural one. So let's see, it'd be 3, 5, 6, 9 points of damage.
Ku leaps over the lip of the building, and you plummet down to the balcony just as this massive creature is about to disappear through the archway into the building, landing on him and it embedding your dagger in his back. Raises his head up. He's got this shocked look on his face, Shynn, and bellows in pain. You don't really know what happened, but you see a pair of small feet swinging pendulously from behind him, every now and again appearing just behind the back of his arm and disappearing again.
Wow, do I recognize those shoes?
You think it's probably those boots are attached to Ku.
Cuckoo, go, go, go.
Having seen his companion just leap over the edge, takes a peek down and sees him now hanging from his daggers in the back of this monstrous orc, and decides to follow him. Now Tuco still has his daggers in his hand, so he's going down, landing as gracefully as he can. He's very acrobatic, very athletic, and he's going to try to cut the Achilles tendon.
Why not go for the throat? It's higher up.
Because you're on his back, and I don't want to stab you. If I land on top of him, I'd be landing on top of you.
Could aim for the front.
I can see the logic.
But he's facing he's facing into the doorway.
The front of him's already through the doorway.
Yeah, okay.
You said advantage, right?
Yes.
For the attack. If you're not landing on him, give me an acrobatics check.
We'll do that.
Or
Now,
athletics, whichever is better.
They're both +5. So that's an 11 for acrobatics, athletics. And the second dice on the attack is an 18.
So you leap over the edge, controlled descent as best as you can. You land a little awkwardly, and your ankle kind of buckles a bit. It's not broken, but you're a little limpy. Draw a line between the two Achilles tendons in a sweeping motion with your dagger, cutting the back of his heel, and he raises his head and he bellows again. How much damage?
And this is sneak attack, so D4 for the damage, and it's still D6 for the sneak, right?
Yep.
Correct.
That's 2 from the D4 and 2D6. Another 7 makes a total of 9 points of damage.
What's your modifier?
Oh, right. +3 on that. So 11.
9, right? 9 plus 3.
Marcus.
Oh, yes.
Your math
That
teacher.
is 12.
Yeah, Marcus is a math teacher, everybody.
Some of your
American's
students
education system is not that good.
some of your students are going to listen to this going, he's teaching us?
I'm a mathematician, not a calculator.
Shynn, now that you're inside the building, what is it you're going to do now? That massive orc is still at the end of the hallway.
At the opening of the archway.
At the opening of the archway. He seems to be engaged with Ku and Tuco.
He has just bellowed twice, so I'm going to start looking around at my location and see what I can see. Doors. Is there a fat man sitting here cowering in a corner?
You don't see a fat man cowering in the corner yet. Several doorways line this long hallway. At the very end is a big doorway with a large, heavy wooden door on it. The knobs on all of these doors are probably real gold, you would imagine. It's very opulent. But this one, at the end of the hallway, is the most intricate. Outside of the doorway is a massive chair with heavy cushions on it and broad arms.
And what is the distance to that, the double door?
It's a full 30 feet, easily.
Oh, okay, that's within one movement. So I will run up to the door and see if the knob twists.
The knob does not. It seems like it's locked.
Okay. I am going to take one of my regular daggers, slide it into the locking mechanism, and kick it as hard as I possibly can.
Give me a strength check. Actually, that's probably second edition.
No, it'd be athletics, strength athletics to kick open a door.
Yeah.
That's a 19.
Jam the dagger in. Tuco, you could see Shin's slender frame do this unexpectedly athletic maneuver, and he kicks the door, and this heavy wooden door at the end of the hallway, you're looking between this giant orc's legs as this is happening, swings open.
I give a little war yell. Woo!
I have 5 feet of movement left. I'm going to walk through the door.
You walk through the door, and in front of you is a rotund person sweating profusely, holding a sword in front of him, a short sword with 2 hands. I'll kill you if you go any further.
Please tell me he has clothes on.
He does.
Good.
Now, when you say sweating, is he sweating as bad as Jeel?
Worse than Jeel. There's a lot of prenogene there.
This has to be total like BS time, so all I can do is stare and say, oh yeah? Which one do you want, fire or ice? And hold up my hands, palm out facing him.
I would prefer ice, if you please.
That's my turn.
Cool.
Tuco has cut this orc's Achilles. Is he on his knees? I'm still on his back.
Yeah, he is not on his knees.
Approximately where am I on his back?
Right shoulder blade.
Oh, so I'm up by the shoulder.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to cut his throat.
I'll give you
16.
advantage because you're on his back.
Okay. I'll take a 16. That hits.
Yep.
That will be for 10 points of damage. And then, does it take him down?
It does not. You drag the blade a little too low across the front of his chest, just where the neck meets his torso.
Then I will flurry of blows.
Slap him on the back. How are you going to do that? Are you going to use your dagger hand to do that you just...
Yeah, like a punching with the dagger, almost like a brass knuckles kind of.
Yeah, like having a roll of quarters in your fist,
Yeah.
a loaded fist.
Will I still have advantage or no?
No.
No. Okay, so I get 2 attacks. That's a 21 and a 24 for 11 points of damage. I have more than that. Sneak attack. 11, so that'd be 13. Oh, wait, sneak attack's only once per turn, yes? Yeah, never mind. 11 points of damage.
You punch him in the side of the head a few times, and he steps forward and takes a few steps back, and like a tree being felled in the forest, he starts to fall backwards, tripping over Tuco and falling on top of you. Tuco, there is one tiny hand reaching out from underneath this massive body, just reaching, grasping for anything.
Do I take any damage from that? Because that's a much larger body falling on a much smaller body.
Take 4 points of damage.
As Tuco sees this, he quickly decides what would be the most fun. And this fellow is large, but he is not over 500 pounds, is he? He weighs more than 500 pounds?
He'll probably eventually smother Ku if you don't get him off him.
But does he, I mean, just technically, does he weigh more than 500? You said yes. Okay.
So he's hefty.
Okay, well then I'll have to drag. I'll grab the ankles that are a little slippery with blood and pull. And at a 1,000-pound pull, I'm hoping that gets him.
So this scene that is unfolding is Tuco is dragging, and this isn't like an easy drag. This is him grabbing him by the ankles and in a jerking motion backwards, inching him off Ku. But occasionally the blood will cause his hands to slip off the ankles, and
So now
he'll curse.
He's moved up to the knees, and he's got the knees now.
And it's a lot of pulling, but now the pants are coming down.
And he's met with an unforgiving sight.
At the end of the hallway, there is a portly Prenogene sweating profusely, Shynn glaring at him with his hands held up high. Like, as in, do you take the blue pill or the red pill? Lovak, we're back with you guys.
Am I next? Yes, I am.
No,
I'm
Jeel.
not.
No, not up we're at the top. It's Jeel.
Yeah, we're back
Top.
at the top. Yeah.
My dice. All right, here. I'm going to grin at the next guy and swing at him. 18
18 will hit.
for 10.
Is this the guy you initially wounded? Or
Yes, it is. Does he fall?
He falls. You swing your maul, striking him where the head meets the neck, and his head flies off.
Then I'll be bonus attacking the next one. 15
15 will hit.
for 9 points.
Swing your maul up over your head and bring it down on the shoulder of another soldier who shrieks in pain as his shoulder dips down low beneath his chest, arm dangling.
If you value your lives, it's a good time to run.
We still have you outnumbered.
How many of you have fallen already?
Well, you've gone through half of them. Almost.
Intimidation check?
Can that be an intimidation check?
I will grant that.
Not intimidating enough yet. 9.
Of note, there is smoke beginning to pour into the grounds. It appears as though the stable's on fire.
I'm thinking Shynn set this off again.
Intentionally, with one of his little glass baubles.
Yep.
Yes, sir. All right. I know the captain's still there since I wine slivered him last time. Is he kind of near the front? Is he kind of in the middle, like leading?
He's in the back, closest to you, farthest away from Jeel and Lovak.
Oh, yeah. Leading from the back. Excellent. I'm going to cast Crown of Madness on him. I whisper some fairly mysterious and kind of slithery words in his direction and gesture. Just double check the saving throw. I'm pretty sure it's Wisdom. Yeah, Wisdom saving throw, DC 13.
He made it.
That's too bad. Nothing happens to him then. You might see the crown of thorns and jagged metal start to form on his forehead, but then he just shakes it away.
Did he have to minus a d4 from his
Oh,
saving
yeah.
throw?
I forgot. Thank you. That is why I did that first. If you subtract 3 from that, did he still make it?
No.
Thank you, Lou. Yeah,
Good job,
thank you.
Lou.
'Cause
Thanks, Lou.
I forgot about that.
You're welcome.
Okay, so a jagged crown of twisted metal wrapped in sharp thorns encircles his brow. When it's his turn again, I get to choose what he does. I get to choose how he takes his action.
Wow, how convenient that. It's his action next, Game Master.
Yes, I end my turn. Is it now your turn?
It is my turn. What would you like your enemy to do?
What action would I like him to take? I would like him to turn to the nearest soldier and stab him in the back.
Do you want to make the roll?
Sure.
Or would you like me to? I don't mind making the roll.
It would be a nat 20 this time. Rolling for the hell of it.
I'll take the.
He still sucks.
I'll take it. Advantage, I assume, since his soldier probably is not expecting this. So that's a 15 plus whatever his bonuses are.
He steps forward and thrusts his blade into the kidney of one of the soldiers in front of him. Soldier shrieks as he reaches behind to grab at whatever it was that stabbed him, but the captain wrenches the blade free. He's got his head dipped down low, his chin to his chest, and his eyes almost rolled up into his head, just the pupils peering beneath like a dark brow, while this crown digs into his forehead and the sides of his head, almost pulsing with a life of its own.
So that was his action. He may now move if he would like to. I can't control his movements, but I choose what action he takes.
Jeel, still raging.
Of course.
Still have advantage.
Yes. You have reckless attack, yes.
A lot of eye rolling.
I was going to say,
on.
you can't keep rolling just because you're waiting for some numbers to come up.
Again, it's this maelstrom of blades and spear tips. You're batting them aside with shoulders and the handle of your maul, the head of your maul, the blunt end of the maul, and one of the spearmen dips under and catches you across the belly with the blade of the spear. You're just about able to pivot away to keep it from plunging deep into your gut. You take 8 points of damage, which is halved because you're raging, right?
Yep.
Are you all set over there? Oh, no, you have one against me.
The one soldier on Lovak moves in for an attack, clumsy attack that you swat aside with the flat of your blade, almost in a taunting fashion as he passes by you stumbling.
You've been beguiled by the things in the light, the lies, the deceptions, as I'm slowly raising a sword. But fortunately, the cool release of the dark will once again set your soul on a path that maybe it'll be a little better next time. It's going to be a 15.
That'll do it.
That's going to be 9 points. And then I'm going to swing with the second sword. No advantage on that. That's going to be a 18.
That'll hit.
Is it a short sword or a long sword? I grabbed the sword. Which kind of sword is it?
It's a long sword.
And that's going to be for 7 points damage.
You move in with your attack, feinting, jabbing a blade into his belly, and swinging around in a wide arc. You take the head from the shoulders. The body almost stands for a while, maybe not realizing it's dead before it drops, slumping to one side.
I'll turn before it even does, and then make my movement and move 30 feet towards Jeel.
Grounds of the manor house are littered with bodies. 6 of the guards left. 3 are gravely wounded. And the resolve of the other 3 appears to be failing.
I'm coming, Jeel!
There's not going to be much left by the time you get here.
Save a couple for me!
Jeel?
I attack. I miss.
You swing your maul in a wide arc. They step back, creating distance. The ones in front of you, that is. The ones behind you are still in a tight formation. Moulet?
I maintain concentration on my spell. I take no other action. Is it now the guard captain's turn? Are there any soldiers within the guard captain's reach currently? The one that he stabbed last time?
Yes.
I'm going to have him stab him again. Probably not advantage this time, even though he's not expecting it. He's, probably turned that way.
Yes.
That's a 17 plus whatever bonuses he has.
The captain raises his sword up high and drives it down in between the neck and the shoulder of the startled soldier, killing him instantly. He wrenches the sword free and stands there just holding it.
Did you see how Scott threw that damage die down there because he's killing his own people? It's like a little child.
Frustrated.
That was an infantile display. I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm allowed.
Well, I don't think you need to. Things are not exactly going your way.
Not today.
He can move if he wants to. I only control his action, just not his move. Oh,
Shit just got real, didn't it?
I'm sorry. He does get another save at the end of his turn. It's 13 DC. Sorry.
Jeel, the guards attacking you look to one another nervously, and then they start slowly backing off, their hands up, palm facing you, holding their swords and spears in the other hands, and they begin shaking their heads. No.
Well, if they're backing away from me, I'm going to take an attack of opportunity. 18?
18 hits.
11.
You launch one of them into the air with a sweeping attack of your maul. He lands crumpled in a heap.
Oh, it's 0 hit points? Take my reaction and attack another one.
You can't. That was a reaction. Isn't it a
Attack
bonus?
opportunity
Oh, it's a
reaction.
bonus. It's a bonus
Yeah.
action for your great weapon, so you can't put on a reaction.
Okay. That's it.
This time they lay down their weapons. They put their hands up.
Then run.
They run past you, giving enough room so they don't get hit, and making a wide arc around Lovak so he doesn't hit them. And they run out the gate. Upstairs, Ku, you've now emerged from underneath this massive orc. You see Tuco tugging, wrenching this thing off you. Its pants are almost down around its thighs. Tuco's swearing in Orcish. You have no idea what he's saying, but you know it's not polite.
And I know we still have a mission to accomplish, and I stand up. As soon as I'm free, I dart down the hall to where I see Shynn.
You make it down the hallway past Tuco to where Shynn is. He's squared up with rotund Prenagine, who's sweating profusely and clumsily holding a short sword with 2 hands between him and Shynn.
Was I able to get my daggers out?
Yes.
Shynn is next.
Persuasion, and I'll give you the number after I talk. Okay, look, you worm. Your guy over here is dead. The 20 guys I got downstairs are coming through the front door right now. My backup just got to my left hand, so I don't have to do anything. Where's the damn gem they need for the ritual? And we'll let you live.
I know not of what you speak, good sir. Gems. I have plenty of gems. I'm happy to give you as many as you want.
I'll
only
reach
to
down.
spare my life.
Reach down with one hand and pull out a dagger. Tap it on my teeth. How about you just show me all the gems, and we'll see if we can arrange your life. 5.
Gems. Yes.
4.
Of course. He throws a coin purse to you.
Does it look big enough to hold something that would be ritualistic?
No, it looks like something someone would carry his money in.
I don't want your spending change.
He looks to you, looks to Ku.
Ku's got to be covered in blood.
Yeah.
From head to
Half
toe.
of it your own. You went
All
to
right.
a cheese grater.
Now I'll use my movement, run up to the pouch that he threw.
Oh, the pouch is right at your feet.
No, then I'm just going to soccer ball kick it back at him. A lift kick to his face. The persuasion, by the way, is a 12. Kick is only a 6, so...
You kick him in the shin.
I was trying.
what I did there?
Trying to launch the money bag at him.
Do you see what I did there?
Yeah, I did. He's a little too far for a shin.
You kick the bag towards him. It skitters across the floor, resting at the tip of his boot. I could be killed if I give you any information regarding this gem.
You'll be killed if you don't, and then we'll ransack the place and then burn it. And that's my turn.
Tuco.
Tuco.
Tuco, covered in a good bit of blood and limping from his slightly clumsy drop, is limping towards the bedroom where these two are engaged. But you said it was 30 feet, so I might be like still 5 feet behind them when my turn ends, so I can see people conversing, but not much else.
Don't forget, you can dash as a bonus action.
He's also limping, though.
Yeah, but dash just means you move again. Dash doesn't mean you run.
Okay. When you see it that way, that makes
Yeah.
sense. So yeah, I use my bonus action then to get all the way there. If I can get that far, I go right up to him with my rapier.
He's got that short sword in front of him, shaking. His cheeks are jiggling.
Not yet.
My rapier is now
Not yet.
inches
Not
from
yet.
him.
Cheeks are jiggling, all
No-
3
no
chins are
attack.
jiggling.
I haven't said a word, and that's my turn.
Out of initiative, now what will you gentlemen be doing?
Ku walks up to the desk, goes into his pack, pulls out his surgery kit, and lays it out across this guy's desk, and says, Shynn, Tuco, the queen wants this man dead, and we were ordered to bring back his head. If he doesn't want to tell us where the crystal is, that's his prerogative. But if he were to tell us where the crystal is, he might make it out of his life.
He reaches in his shirt, takes off a necklace, hands it out, hand shaking, drops it in your hand. There is a large gem in the center of this ornate octopoid gold medallion.
Tuco drives his rapier through his throat. He's like, "Oh, that was good. Good job. Yeah, good job, guys. Let's go. Let's get out of here."
You thrust your rapier into the man's neck. He looks surprised. It looks like he's about to say something, and then he falls forward.
Yeah, we ready? We got everything? You got the gem? Let's go.
need his head. So I
the head. Right.
I was kind of like in Shynn's thought of like taking the guy alive and delivering him alive to the queen. But well, you kind of ruined that.
Well, if you want something, you got to say it. I'm not a mind reader.
While they are.
But the social read the room,
Yeah, no.
Well, we're not going to carry him down the stairs, so you
No.
might as well get the head.
You'd go about the gory business of securing the man's head. Putting it in
I already have a sword
Makes
in the
use-
throat.
No,
so-
no. Ku makes use of his surgery kit and surgically removes his head.
While that's going on, I'm going to retrieve the small bag of gems and pocket it and start scanning the room behind anything that looks about his eye height, tapestries. So I know he's not going to be able to pick anything up. He's got to have an extra stash of cash somewhere.
Rifle through his room and find a small box, ornately carved wooden box. It is locked, but a little shaking reveals the tinkling of coins.
Yeah, here, give me that. And I start pounding it on the floor. 500 pounds ago.
That's not exactly the skill I was expecting you to use.
But it breaks open, and there's a good amount of platinum in it, as well as some gems.
And I start scooping, and I hand him some, and I put some in my pocket. And I don't even look at really what it is. I just sort of hand you, here's some for you, here's some for me. Hey, Ku, you want in on this money?
Am I a Kopi?
Oh, yeah, cool. Okay, we'll save you a third.
So once Ku gets done, he's going to make his way down to where the orc is, and he's going to surgically remove his head.
Bonus money.
Bathe himself in it, get the blood all over him.
We have to really put that explicit content on this.
Tuco is following him, saying, "What are you doing?"
Isn't it obvious he's taking a bloodbath?
Intimidation.
Who are you? They're all dead. Who are you?
If they see this head, they're not going to do anything. If they see this head, they're going to run.
Okay. Well, we should run. Well, because we don't know if more guards are on the way.
Pretty sure the other party took care of that.
Maybe. I then look over the balcony's edge as he's cutting the head off of the massive orc. And what do I see below?
Below, you see what looks like a surrender. And then Jeel cutting down a couple of the soldiers as they're surrendering. And the rest beat feet and leave. The whole courtyard is littered with bodies. The stables are actively on fire.
I yell over the edge, Hey, Lovak, we got the head!
One individual, the captain of the guard who remains, just standing there holding a bloody sword.
Not much longer.
Where is he?
T-ball.
He's in the middle of the battlefield.
And Jeel, you'd be able to see that crown around his head too. He doesn't look quite right.
Jeel would miss. He's tired. He's hungry.
It's like missing a T-ball.
Let's head inside.
I'm hungry.
As we walk by, I'm just going to place my sword across his neck, and as I'm walking by, just drag the length of my blade across his neck, and just keep walking.
And that's where we'll leave it this week.
Join us every other week as the Eve's Watch continue their adventures in Perth. Thank you to our patrons. Find us on Patreon to join the executive producers team and support the podcast. Our cast: Bill Robitaille, Louis Aponte, Frank Whedon, Jared Parker, Marcus Holt, Sin Morse, our DM, Scott, and me, Nova. Thank you, our listeners, for joining us every other week.